Yes, that's the way to go. Remo Star Football Club, of course, is 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Kabir Lowell. And don't forget, when it comes to sport, we give you the juicy and fresh news, dropping it to your doorstep like never before. And as Remo Star, they have been presented with a trophy, yes, in a grand style. I'm not alone. I'm here with our sport analyst talking about Noel Sampson.
My pleasure being here today.
I saw you smiling when they were celebrating. What was passing through your mind?
Yeah, different things, I'm really proud and happy of Remo Stars being the first private-owned football club in 25 years to win the Nigerian Premier League, So it's a thing of joy for the people of Ikenne in Ogun State, their fans, the chairman, the coach, the players, and, everybody that loves football at large. These guys have been really... They've been through things, and at last now they are now crowned the champions of Nigeria Football Premier League. It's a very good one. You could see they played against Ikorodu City. We were thinking probably because probably won, they won the trophy. They were already winners of the trophy. We think probably the match is going to be a kind of they will just play with the Ikorodu boys, but you can see what happened against Ikorodu. They won 4-1 to show that even at that stage
level of excitement,
they are still
wall up opponents.
So you can see, so it's a good thing. The fans, the players, they're happy. And I think most of these players, this should be the first time they're winning the trophy, and being the largest, the most black populous country in the whole world. So you can see them winning the league is a very good thing. So I'm proud of the guys.
Well, congratulations to Remo Stars. Yes, Remo Stars are actually, they knocked twice, and finally the door opened for them, and now they have been, endeavored with a very big trophy. Congratulations to Remo Stars. One still of MPFL, we are going to, let's take a look at the table so that we know which club is going up, which one is coming back, which one is going down the table. Of course, we start with Remo Star. Remo Star has 71 points, trailing by Rivers United with 61 points. Abia Warriors, 60 points. Ikorodu City, Ikorodu now, just take a look at this table. Ikorodu now are back to fourth on the table. What are they really, do you think they can still pick up again? It's like they still have 3 matches to play.
No, Ikorodu, they actually tried their best, because they started actually poor this season. If you check, because they were losing matches, then they had to sack their coach, then they brought in a new coach, and you can see it paid off. In fact, to me, apart from Remo Stars being actually the team of the season, to me, Ikorodu City has really been really extraordinary. These guys have been really doing well. They've been performing, and you can see if they can continue this momentum for next season, and all the rest is coming. I'm sure I'm seeing them also being crowned as the champion. Being crowned as champions of Nigeria too, when it comes to Nigeria Premier League also too.
And at the 5th on the table is Bendel Insurance with 56 points. Eyimba of about 55 points. Kano Pillars, same as Sigida. You can see what we're talking about. I think last week Kano were not on 7. They were up. But now they are beginning to come back to 7th on the table. What is really going on?
I think probably they just need to they have issues with their coaches, coaches, because he was suspended one time because of disciplinary stuff like that. So I think some of the things is affecting the team in particular now. So I think they just need to just get their acts together and really I know this isn't, they are not winning any trophy, but at least they are at least still in the league. They are not relegated. So as of next season, they should just try and make sure they put their house together. I know, despite with the presence of Ahmed Musa there, you can see he brought some experience there, but still you cannot compare them with other things in the Nigeria Premier League. So they just need to just bring themselves together, make sure by next season they can compete for the Premier League, for the Nigerian Premier League. But they should just Remo Stars is so there. They've tested victory now. They don't want to lose. They don't want to get down from that table again. They want to win again. They should be aware of Remo Stars, Ikorodu City. She will have there also too. Sure.
So that comes to my mind, talking about Ahmed Isa. Most of these international players, by the time they come back home, they have a way of carrying the younger ones along. You see some people go to some clubs and they never come back home. And is it going to cause any effect, especially on a grassroots football?
Yeah, it's good when most of these players, they've gone out of the country, they've explored, and when they think it's time for them to retire, they come back home to come and play, at least encourage the younger boys. But what I noticed that most of these players is I see when they notice they are no longer relevant at the internet, probably in their agents are able to get them very good clubs, decide to come back home. But I think it should not be like that. It should be like, okay, it should be one of your core mandate as a player. Maybe if you played in England, played in Spain, in Germany, played in other parts of the world. When you know you're about to retire, it's good. Either you have a lucrative deal abroad or not. It's good you just come back home to play with these guys and encourage them. You know, you being with them is going to just look at this senior man. He's one of the best Nigerian Super Eagles players before, but he's not with us. He's going to encourage them, encourage the team and every other thing. And he's going to bring much, will I call attention more to the league internationally. Because now, if you imagine having Osimhen maybe when he's about return at 34, 35, okay, he decides to come and play in Nigeria League, Nigeria Premier League. You know how many attention he's going to get because he has played in Napoli, he played well in Napoli, played well in Wolfsburg, is currently in Galatasaray, doing wonders there. People are like, wow, Osimhen is going back to Leicester and watch. So he's going to bring more attention to the Nigeria Premier League. So I think it should be something. It should be part of their will I call how would I put it in English? Part of their routine. That okay, whenever I know I'm retiring, it's good I come back home. Even though it's a season, I play with the boys so that attention can be more focused on Nigerian League. Your fans outside Nigeria can okay, this guy is playing now in Nigeria League, let's focus on him. You can see Messi now. Because of Messi in the USD, you can see how much attention the USD has gotten. You can see Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia League, you can see how much attention he has gotten in Saudi Arabia. So imagine if Messi and Ronaldo are playing for Nigeria, you can see the much of attention we are going to get. That would be a lot of attention. It will be really massive. So that is how it is. Imagine Mikel before he retired, he played for the Nigeria Premier League. Will I call Kanu Anko, he played for Nigeria. Exactly. The rest have retired. Imagine they played for a Nigeria League like a season, for a Nigeria club for like a season before they retired. You can imagine the amount of attention they will get. So I think it should be a routine for these players, likes of Osimhen, Alex Nwobi, Olaino, Chukwueze, Moses Simon, and the rest. Before they retire, at least play like one season in the Premier League, so that the word of experience you've gained in other parts of the world, you can give to this player. Look at Brian there. Exactly. He's playing for Imba FC. After playing in China, playing in England and other parts of the world, he's now playing with Imba FC in Nigeria Premier League. You can see the what experience is going to give to the players also too. Same as Ahmed Musa. Exactly. You can see the experience is given to these players also too. So that's how it supposed to be. Sure.
Well, that's a very good one there by Noel Samson, urging them, yes, to keep it real and also make the grassroots football very, 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 very proactive. Well, let's quickly take one of these belated matches and MPFL. When we'll come back, we'll talk about the Premier League. Well, that was a nice one, highlight of MPFL. Yes, no, something. Looking at MPFL is beginning to take a new shape, but I think the sport still need more development, talking about coverage and all that. And at times, you see the manner at which some players behave to referee. You start to wonder why maybe that person passed through academy or not. What do you think can be done to revamp all this?
Right, so much needs to be done in Nigeria Premier League. You can see, if I can remember, it should be this year or last year where Ede was asked about the Nigeria Premier League. It has improved, and he said it has not improved. And the truth is that Nigeria Premier League has not improved truly. We are trying to get there. We have not gotten there yet. We need much more disciplinary measures to players and fans. Look at what happened in Kano, in the NLL, where
NLL match, yeah.
A particular team were trying to call them assault officials. You can see
with a plank.
With plank, you can see the video very funny where he was chasing the referee with the 2x2. Imagine that plank hits the referee head. You can see we won't be saying this now today. So those are things the NFF, although there have been different measures where you find this player, you find the team, you find their fans, you find these players, and I think these things are not actually, the discipline or they are not something they are not much more effective. You can give, okay, this player, these fans don't come to the stadium for for five or six matches, or this team should pay 5 million naira. Those are not something I need that they are not hitting you at where it pains you the most. So I need much more disciplinary measures where when it hits you, you will know, yes, you want to make such mistake next time. For instance, your fans make a mistake. They assault the officials of wrestling or the officials of a particular match. Why not let those fans for the next 10 years they do not come and watch match, or you ban your fans from any home game and away matches? Sure. That is something that hits most. When next you are being allowed to bring fans to the stadium, you know that, okay, if these guys misbehave for the next 10 years, we won't be able to bring fans to the stadium. That's what hits the most. You are finding team for 5 million naira. They can afford it.
Exactly.
Give them something. Give them point deduction. They are on the second on the table. Take them to the last on the table. That's something that hits you the most. So I think those are some of the different measures that's supposed to be given out. And you can see our stadiums. There's something that something you just see, you want to cry, because we all watch international football, either in even within Africa. We watch the South African league, watch the Egyptian league, the Tunisian league, and the Algerian league. You can see how nice their fields are. Talk of going abroad. Talk about the English Premier League, the French league, the Spanish league, and the German league. You can see how good their fields are, but they can't do this thing if they don't have investment. That's the problem of Nigerian Premier League. We don't have investors. We don't have sponsors enough.
So that takes me to officiating. Like last week, the NFF just sent a release that if anybody who is found wanting, especially those umpires that normally, take side in matches, maybe match fixing and all that, that person will be jailed, I think will be in prison for 10 years. And with police and all DSS directives, I do think this will curb some of the problem.
Yeah, it's going to curb, because when as an official, if you do such thing, you are playing. Let's say Crown FC of Ogumosho is playing against El Kanami Warriors. Because you're a fan of the Crown FC and you support them in making some kind of officiating that are not quite okay. You're going to spend 10 years. You're able to use your sense that I won't do this because I want to spend 10 years. Spending 10 years behind bars without
remorse, without charge.
Without charge, you have to just go to bail. You have to just go to behind the bars. You have to go to prison for 10 years. I think it's something that's going to go a long way to make officials, be able to do things that are right. And one thing they should do is that you not just because an official make a mistake, you just not try to just take him or she behind bars. You have to still investigate. Okay, was it an honest mistake or was it intentional? Those are things that should be also there. Investigation should go on. Sure. What the official made, was it an honest mistake? Did he make a mistake, or was it intentional to try to support a team or the other?
Well, that's something he has said it all, and for this is. The development is not just one-sided. It has to be a collaborative effort between the people and, of course, the government. And you can see some privately owned clubs are doing well for themselves. Take a look at Remo Star. If all hands can be on deck and the stakeholders pep their own thought on it, I think sport will be a way forward to go in Africa, especially talking about the grassroots level. Yes, still talking now football. Let's go to now talking about Premier League. Yes, Premier League. So many matches were played this weekend, and teams came down fourth, and some came up in the Premier League table and results. Let's quickly take this previous play that happened this weekend. Of course, excellent performances by players there. When they talk international, of course, leave it for the Premier League. Now, let's quickly take a look at the table so that before we start the real analysis. Taking a look at this table, you see some teams actually played yesterday. Looking at Liverpool. Liverpool have 83 points. Arsenal have 68. Man United have 66 points, while Manchester City have 65 points. Chelsea have 63 points. Aston Villa with 63 points. So, Mr. Noah, what is really happening here? We see Liverpool still maintaining the stand, 83 points. No, that's no joke. They are really serious. Now, Arsenal are trailing by 68. What comes to your mind when you see this kind of table?
It's really, I don't know. Yesterday was yesterday my team played yesterday. Chelsea FC, you all know about that.
No, I didn't want to say that before, but I think we are coming back to that.
So by the grace of God, we lost our match yesterday, which was so painful. You can see the match against Liverpool, Arsenal yesterday. It was a really Liverpool. They're already the champions of England. It was just like a match for them to just ease themselves, and they drew yesterday against Arsenal yesterday, which was a 2-2 draw yesterday. Now Newcastle United played against Chelsea, where they won Chelsea by 2 goals to 0, which they were formerly at the 4th position. Chelsea was at the 5th. Now they are now back at the 3rd position with 66 points. Man City drew against Southampton on Saturday. It was a goalless draw. Now, which make them 65th on the table. They have the 65 position, 4th on the table, and Chelsea 5th on the table with 63 points. Now, Aston Villa, they are now 63 on the table too, with 63 points and 6th on the table. The Nottingham Forest, 62 on the 62 points and 7th on the table. Then Brentford 55 points and 8th on the table. So you can say the battles are between Man City, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Nottingham Forest to make either the Champions League or the Europa League and what we call the Conference League. So you can see the matches. Chelsea has 2 matches to play. They have a match to play against Manchester United and also Nottingham Forest. They have to just win those 2 matches. Aston Villa also have to play 2 matches. If they have to keep their European title alive, their chances of playing the European competition next season, either the Champions League or the Europa League or Conference League, they just have to win their 2 matches. And the most surprising is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were quite, they played really massively throughout the whole season. There was a time they were 2nd on the table. Now they dropped from 2nd to 3rd, 4th. Now they are now 7th on the table to show that they're worn out. For them to keep their chances of them playing also too in European competition, either the Champions League. And sorry, I'm not sure they can play in the Champions League either in the Europa or Conference League. They just have to win their remaining 2 matches ahead. And you can see the relegated teams, Leicester City, Ipswich, and and Southampton. They just have to go and make sure when they come back when they go to the relegation when they play the championship, they make sure they do well so that they can come back the other season.
Okay, before going to the result, before placing the result on the screen, so what is the performance of Chelsea right now? Are you sure Chelsea can still put? I know I'm telling you this because I know you're a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, it's really confusing because I thought the coach made some mistakes yesterday because when I saw the lineup, because you use a particular formation against a particular team doesn't mean you have to repeat it. It works against another team. Now, you use a particular formation where you use Casado as a right back against Liverpool. You are now using the same formation again, using Casado as a right back against Newcastle United. It was really, when I saw the formation, I was like, no, now why should you use Casado as a right back when you have two natural right back players there? You have Reece James and you have Gusto there on the bench. What are they sitting on the bench doing? You have those 2 natural right back there, and you are now using someone who's naturally is a midfielder, because probably you play him to that position and he's been doing well. So you can see that was to me, I thought the coach actually messed up the match yesterday because him using Caicedo that wing was not really proper. And Jackson, I don't know what came over him yesterday. You already missed the ball. Why give him an elbow? It was an unnecessary foul. Because if it were to be level, I'm sure either we won the match yesterday or we're going to draw against Newcastle United. But since it's against 10 against 11, and Newcastle, we won't play against them 11. We can see what they did against Liverpool at the Carabao final where they won them. You now imagine playing 10 against 11 against them. So I think yesterday the players tried their best, but I think the blame should be on the coach and Nicholas Jackson.
So at times you can't actually have it all, but then I think the coach will. All hands will be on deck, not just the coach.
We have to have it because we have to play in Champions League next season. We must play in Champions League next season.
No, you can't.
We must have to play in Champions League next season. We can't now. We just have to play because I don't have anything to say. Champions League is something Chelsea has to play. It really like 2-3 seasons we played last in the Champions League. Sure. We just have to play there next season. So you cannot be making such simple mistakes and you expect to play next season. No, forget we are already in the final of the Conference League. Make sure these two matches we want to play against Newcastle. Against Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. Make sure we win those matches. That's the major points now.
Okay, now taking a look of away from that, let's take a look of Arsenal. What do you think Arsenal stand right now? Because they say they're trophyless. They're this. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, trophyless. They just have to just.
Are you talking because they're Chelsea?
No, because they're trophyless. They were like it's an eye. So they lost against PSG in the Europa semi-final Champions League match against PSG. So they just have to just make sure they keep their things together, their house together. Make sure they win their next two matches so that they can be guaranteed well in the Champions League next year. And what the coach needs to do, he needs to just probably sign some players because prior to the Champions League match, I said it and I told some of my friends, you cannot expect a team to go to the Champions League final and win the Champions League without a natural striker. Look at the match against this team. They only have one natural striker as an national team, which is Gabriel Jesus, and he's injured out of injury. The other striker he's not a natural striker, but you deploy him as a false nine. Is Kai Havertz. He's also injured. You don't have any. The person used as a natural striker is not even a striker. He's a midfielder, and so it's quite difficult for you to win as a team without a natural striker.
So some actually said Saka is not making any impact.
Who told you? So do you want to kill him? Is he the only player in the team? Who scored the goal against PSG? He did the goal. In fact, the impact at the striking force became much more when he was being deployed as a striker there. Sure. So he's trying his best. But my advice for him is that for him to be able to win, at least to even carry his spoon now, he has to leave us now.
That's no problem. That's no something. Yes, talking in the Premier League. Let's take a quick look at the table so that at the results so that we actually know who falls who. Yes, the Premier League match day 36 result. Newcastle played 2-0 to Chelsea. No, sorry, that's your club.
Yeah.
Man United lost at home to West Ham United. Nottingham Forest 2-2 with Leicester City. Nice one. This is a very good.
It's a surprise because Leicester are already they're already relegated. So I was surprised seeing them playing a 2-2 draw against against Nottingham Forest. It's so surprising. The three English team present in European final competitions are actually just today. Newcastle, Chelsea is playing the UEFA the Conference League against Real Betis, and they lost 2-0 yesterday. Same as Manchester United, they are playing the Europa League final against Tottenham. They lost 2-0 yesterday. Same as Tottenham Hotspur yesterday, they are playing the Europa final against Manchester United, and they lost 2-0 yesterday. What is the problem? Why are these teams losing? Are they now trying to just keep their players because of the final? So it's really surprising. Liverpool, we can saw they draw against Arsenal. They drew against Arsenal yesterday. Fulham lost against Everton yesterday, which was also surprising to me. Ipswich Town. I was expecting Ipswich to actually lose.
No, what really happened? Was it that their formation was not?
No, they already relegated out of the Premier League, so they are just playing for pride in the Premier League. Southampton against Manchester City is I was really surprised.
So what really happened? What really happened to Man City?
I know, because injury problems and personal. I think this is one of the worst seasons of Guardiola as a coach so far. But probably it's not actually now the final of the champions of the FA Cup playing against Crystal Palace. So I think this is a time for him to just try to to get a team for the team for the end of the by the end of the season. Then Wolverhampton against Brighton, they won 2-0. It was what I expected. Then Bournemouth against Aston Villa. It was also a very intense match. I expected Aston Villa to win also too.
Well, that was Premier League match day 36 result. And let's quickly take these clips, and when we come back, we dive into another sport. It's Sport World. Just keep it locked. Our previous matches of D. Collins, and when you talk about this, Arina Sabalenka comes to your mind, and she's really making waves talking about the tour, you know, the lawn tennis mother. Well, now we're going to Chairman House Committee on Sport urging the Flying Eagles to defeat Senegal. Yes, Chairman House Committee on Sport has actually told the Flying Eagles, yes, it's time for them to pep up their guards against Senegal. Well, are you sure the Super Eagles, the Flying Eagles can pull trims?
They have no choice now. For them to qualify for the Under-20 World Cup competition, they have to just win this, the Senegalese and get at least to the semi-finals for them to be to qualify for that level. So the cup is not even the major priority now. It's always to get to play at the World Cup, at the Under-20 World Cup, because the South Commission made the likes of Mikel Obi, Taiwo. It makes the likes of Lionel Messi, Cesc Fabregas, Aguero. The Under-20 World Cup was that particular competition made them, brought them out to limelight. So that's what I'm. So that's why this what I call this Flying Eagles, they don't need to be told. They need to win the competition. They know they won the first match, drew the second match, and also drew the third match. So they've learned from their mistakes. You know, this is a particular stage. They are supposed to, you know, learn from their mistakes because they are not yet at that much more professional level. You can call this secondary school football now, because now they are still trying to just learn their art, right? So they can make mistakes now, but make sure they should make sure in their next match, against Senegal, they should be able to what? To right those wrongs.
And talking about defense line, Senegal has a very strong defense and their goalkeeper is good. Do you think the Flying Eagles should work on the forward or just counter-attack kind of formation?
No, I think they saw what happened against when they played against Kenya, where they noticed our defense was a little shaky. So we should work on our defense, because those goals the Kenyans scored us were quite cheap goals. To me, I call them a cheap goals. So they should work on the defense line and work on our attacking force also. So no matter how defense, how solid the Senegalese defense line is, no matter how solid it is, if you have a very good forward and midfield, we can manipulate the ball. We'll be able to score them, and they'll be able to manipulate the ball if they know the defense line is our own defense line, which is the Nigerian defense line, is capable of withholding any strong opponents. So that's what they need to work on the defense line, and also on the attacking aspect of the team also too.
So, like, how many goals do you think Nigeria will win Senegal?
It's good. Senegal is a very strong, it's a very strong opponent. So it's going to be a difficult, competition a difficult match to play against. So I won't able to say 4-0. I'm even seeing probably it might even lead to probably a penalty shootout. But I'm saying if it's not going to lead the penalty shootout, let's say probably 2-0 or 2-1.
Wow.
In favor of the Flying Eagles.
Well, 2-1 according to Noel Sampson. Flying Eagles, we wish you nothing but the best. Now, Erichel has called off 12 stars for Unity Cup, to be played against Ghana, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago. This calls for something. What comes to my mind on this is when players go outside and play with people, their experience seems to be gathered. So what calls do you have for Eric Chell on this?
It's a very good one. This Unity Cup is the kind of a friendly competition with all this let's say it's a friendly match with all these teams. So it's a very good one. And being a new coach of the Super Eagles is going to be a very nice one to call some other players which are unable to make it to the Super Eagles team. The example is Christantos Uche, who plays for Getafe, Cyril Desiree that plays for Rangers in Scotland. So these are kind of players you should be able to just kind of come and play this match and see if your chances can be made to come back to the to where you can make it to the Super Eagles. So it's a very nice one where I am not expecting him to bring the regulars in the Super Eagles.
Like what he's saying, according to him right now, he has 3 players from Remo Stars. He just wants to handpick and make a very formidable team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are some players in the diaspora that plays in the diaspora who we usually thought are supposed to make the last team of the Super Eagles that played the qualifiers against Rwanda. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Rwanda. So I think he's not supposed to bring some of those players that played. He's supposed to bring new faces to the competition. That's why I made sure the likes of Christiansen Osuche that plays for Getafe. This is a player in Getafe he has really been exceptional for them, but he could not make it to the Super Eagles team that played the qualifiers. So I think it should be a chance you give Getafe, Christiansen, Uche the opportunity. Desiree also he's also a very fantastic player that has been playing. In fact, he won the best player for Rangers Football Club in Scotland. The team was the best player for the team in Rangers Football Club in Scotland. So, and he has not been able to make his he has not been able to make the list for the Super Eagles. So this opportunity for the coach to be able to bring some of these players, which it seems where we Nigerians believe should be able to be in the league, in the national team, but they're unable to break through the national team. Bring them, then they come and play this match and see what they can do.
So, no, something on this note. Let's take one more question on this, then we continue. Then, what call do you have for coaches who just said, okay, this is the teams that I want them to play this year, and that is that?
Yeah, actually, I think the coach should be able to, be able to go around. Not that you have a specific team. Nigeria is made up of over 200 million Nigerians. It shouldn't be that, okay, these are the particular players I have. If this particular player is not doing well, if the player is not playing to your satisfaction, there are other players both in playing even in other leagues in Africa, there are Nigerians and even the Nigerian league. So it shouldn't be like, okay, these are my particular players. No.
Sure.
Able to go and pick other players from other places if these particular ones are not playing well, because there are many fishes in the river.
Well, thank you very much, Neil Samson. I love that there are so many fishes in the river. Well, let's quickly take NBA playoffs. NBA playoffs are, Celtics defeated Knicks and Timberwolves defeated Golden State Warriors. Let us play 1 minute of this tape and we'll come back. We talk about it. Yes, the NBA playoff going on right now, and that was Celtics defeated Knicks, and also Timberwolves defeated Golden State Warriors, making it a 4-2. Yes, that's the second leg now, and the Golden State Warriors are not backing down. Talking about Timberwolves, where we have the likes of Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a very strong player that has been compared to even the likes of Michael Jordan, looking at his very age level. Well, congratulations and kudos to you. Well, Mr. Noel, thank you very much for coming up on the show.
The pleasure is mine.
So what advice do you have for Flying Eagles right now?
They should win. I want to see them at the World Cup, at the Under-20 World Cup.
So do you want them to secure this wicket to enable them?
They just have to win. It is just for them to be at that level, because it's going to be a kind of exposure for them to have better deals for their different clubs. Those that play in Nigeria League want to go to outside. This particular competition is going to expose them, and I said this particular club exposed that of Mikel Obi.
So what kind of pattern do you think will help them to play? They
should just listen to their coach. Their coach is a fantastic. They should listen to him and do whatever he says they should do. So this particular, if they are able to get to the World Cup, it's going to expose them.
Maybe they should go 4-3, 4-4-2, 4-3-2.
They can even go 3-4-3.
But they should not do 5-3-2.
It depends on what the coach wants them to do.
Exactly.
So they can go on 4-3-3 or 3. It depends on what the coach thinks is best formation for them.
Well, for the Flying Eagles, we wish you the best. And I know the coaching crew, but we are not the coach, but we're prepping them.
Yeah, so we want Coach Zuberu to do well for us.
Oh, Coach Zuberu and all the Flying Eagles crew, we wish you nothing but the best in the season. Well, that's a wrap for our show today. Noel Samson, thank you very much for coming.
The pleasure is mine.
Yes, join us again tomorrow. Let's do this again. Kabiru Lawal is the name. Bye for now.